All right, we have the graph of y is equal to -5 over x minus 2 is concave downward for all values of x such that. So this one, like similar to the previous questions, we need to find the derivative of this function, and we need to find the second derivative of that function again. So let's write that. So we have y is equal to -5 over x minus 2. So we're going to find the first derivative. So it's going to be y prime is equal to be positive 5 times x minus 2 to the power of -2. You can rewrite that as 5 over x minus 2 squared. And then next we need to find the second derivative. So let's see, I'm going to bring the -2 down. So I get -10 times x minus 2, 3. So that's our second derivative. All right, next we're going to set that function equal to 0. So -10 times x minus 2 to the power of -3 is equal to 0. Or you can rewrite it as -10 over x minus 2 to the power of positive 3 equal to 0. Well, looking at this function, it looks like it would be undefined, or it looks like there's a vertical asymptote at x is equal to 2. So we can probably use that as our test value. So we're going to make a line chart. I'll go over here. And I'm going to use 2. So let's see. A number less than 2, let's go with 1. So that will give us a positive number. I'm just going to, any number less than 2 give me a positive number, so it'll be concave up. And then any number greater than 2 will be a negative number. And you can test around and check. So it'll be concave down. The question is asking where it's concave downward. It's concave downward when the x values are greater than 2. So D is our answer. So number 14, we have what is the linearization of f of x is equal to e to the power of x, centered at x is equal to 1. So what linearization is that it's pretty much finding the linear approximation to a function at a given point. But we have x is equal to 1, and we are given the function f of x is equal to e to the power of x. So all we have to do is let's find the first derivative of that function. So f of x is equal to e to the power of x. F prime of x is simply e to the power of x. And we're given x is equal to 1. So let's find our point first. So our x value is 1. And to find the y value, we're going to plug 1 into our first function. So f of 1, right, f of 1 is equal to e to the power of 1, which is e. So e is our y value. So now next we need to find the slope. So we're going to plug 1 into our first derivative. So f prime of 1 is equal to e to the power of 1, which is e. So for linearization, there's a formula that we need to use to finish this problem, which is capitalize L, or big L, of x is equal to f of, let's say, a plus f prime of a times x minus a. So writing this down, we're going to plug So our f of a is 1, right? Because we plug 1 in. So it's this part. This is going to be our f of a. So f of 1 is e. This is going to be our e. And then plus f prime of a, that's our slope. Our slope is e again. Times x minus a. Our a value is 1. So finishing this up, we will get e plus ex minus e, and then it will just be ex. The e will cancel. So L of x is equal to e times x. So it's our answer is C. All right, number 16, we have the function d gives us the length of a day in minutes of the nth day of the year in Palm Beach, Florida. What is the best interpretation for the following statement? So we have d prime of 25 is equal to 4. D prime is pretty much the rate, right? So it's increasing at a rate of something, right? So we already know a is going to be false, so we can cross a out, right? So it's between B, C, and D. So the most important thing is these words, right? Increasing at a rate, right? That's very important. So that will definitely help cross out some answer choice, right? Such as A, increasing at a rate. We can get rid of C because it says until January 25th. That I think that might be false because it can vary, right? Maybe on January 24th there's a different rate. Maybe on January 1st there's a different rate, right? So we can cross out C. So now B and D. So let's see. It's increasing at a rate of 4 days per minute. That doesn't make sense. 4 days per minute doesn't make sense. It would make sense if it's increasing at a rate of 4 minutes per day. So D is your answer. Right, number 18, use the table below to answer the question. We have h of x is equal to g of f of x. And we want to find what h prime of 2 is. So we need to find the derivative of h of x. So I'm going to write h prime of x is equal to, and this is just chain rule, so g prime of f of x, and then times that by the derivative in the inside, which is f prime of x. And we want to know what h prime of 2 is. So I'm going to write h prime of 2. We're going to plug 2 in. So we have g prime of f of 2, and then times f prime of 2. So f of 2 is, let's see, our f of 2 is 4. So we have g prime of 4 times f prime of 2. Actually, I'm going to do that one. F prime of 2 is 3, right? So now we need to find what g prime of 4 is. G prime of 4 is negative 5. G prime of 4 is negative 5. And then negative 5 times 3, which gives us negative 15. So B. All right, lastly, number 20, we have the table below gives selected values of a twice differentiable function f of x. So we're given a table, and we're given the limit as x approaches 5 of f of 3x minus 7 over x squared minus 25. So the first thing I'm going to do is plug in 5. So I have the limit as x approaches 5 of f of 3x minus 7 over x squared minus 25. And I'm going to plug in 5 in. So I have f of 3 times 5 minus 7 over 5 squared minus 25. And so I'm going to down here. So 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 7. So I have 15 minus 7 is 8. So I have f of 8 over 5 squared minus 25, which is 0. So I have, and then f of 8, if I go up here, is 0. So I have 0 over 0, and that's not good. So the next step is maybe we can use Laplatel's rule. And this is a indeterminate form. So by Laplatel's rule, I would get the limit as x approaches 5 of, let's see, f prime of 3x minus 7 times the derivative of the inside, which is 3, over, and then the derivative of the denominator would be 2x. Right, and now plug in the 5. I will get f prime of 3 times 5 is 15, minus 7 is 8. So I have f prime of 8, and then times 3 over, and then 2 times 5 is 10. So now we need to find what f prime of 8 is. So let's see. F prime of 8 is 6. So I have 6 times 3 over 10, which is 18 over 10, which is 9 over 5, if I reduce it. So it'll be C. Alright, that's it for this review, and I'll see you guys next time.